At this time, I would like to welcome Steve Lopez of Regatta Central to present the Ernestine Bayer Award. Regatta Central is the market leader of regatta registration and membership management services. Celebrating its 15th year, the staff and leadership of Regatta Central continue to bring innovation and world-class services and support to the rowing community. Helping to present the award tonight is U.S. Rowing's Board Treasurer and Rowing's USOC AAC Representative Esther Lothgren.
Formerly known as the Woman of the Year Award, the Ernestine Bayer Award is given in recognition of outstanding contributions to women's rowing. This year's recipient is Joan Lynn Van Loan. Joan was the first woman to win an Olympic medal for the United States in rowing, taking silver in the single sculls at the 1976 Olympic Games and in the quadruple sculls at the 1984 Olympics. She has not only medaled as a rower, but also medaled internationally as a coach in the Pan American Games and currently holds 11 world records on the earth. Joan has been an ambassador for the sport, raising over $1 million. Grants to bring rowing to high school students and teachers. She currently teaches indoor rowing classes at the Long Beach Boathouse and inspirationally continues to train and compete. She recently won gold in the senior women's 8 at the 50th Head of the Charles Regatta. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2014 Ernestine Bayer Award winner, Joan Lynn Van Loan.
Well, thank you very much. I'm just very honored to receive this award, especially because it's Ernestine Bayer Award. I knew Ernestine when my early days of rowing. I started rowing in 1970, but I really didn't realize the impact and what she stood for and what she had done until I started reading more about her, and also I experienced myself how some women were received in boathouses. I always had a good reception, fortunately, but just from friends and teammates that I rowed with that I found out later on. But Ernestine paved the path for women to compete in the United States and to row. And without that, I feel that I wouldn't have had so much that has been my life. I started rowing in 1970 at Long Beach Rowing Association. There were only 2 females there at all. There was no collegiate. This was pre-Title IX, of course. No collegiate rowing, no junior rowing. There was just the men's collegiate program from Cal State Long Beach and the Long Beach Rowing Association. And because Ernestine had got this started, that women were going to compete, there was a national championships for women by that time. And I was fortunate that at my boathouse there were some outstanding scullers. Tom McKibben was my coach. He was the first Olympic sculling coach for women, but he was also a 2-time Olympian himself, a world championships in the double with my husband. John Van Loan wasn't my husband at the time. But Tom wanted to start coaching women. He had just come off, he'd been on the Olympic team in '68, he'd won the world championships in '69 in the double, he was 3rd in the world in the double in 1970, and he wanted to start helping women. And without there already having been an established program that women could compete, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. And he started the program there, and I know that some women, my vintage, didn't experience always a welcome at a boathouse, but the contributions and what I'm getting to is I know that Ernestine Bayer made major contributions to getting women's rowing established in the United States, but also I'm aware that there were other people, not just Ernestine, but also other men around the country that really, I think of Gus Constant, Vesper, Ed Lickus at Lake Merritt. I know that Ted Nash was instrumental. There were, I'm sure I'm missing people, but my case, it was Tom McKibben and the scholars at the Long Beach Rowing Association. And I felt very fortunate, and that was in 1970. It wasn't until 1972 that we found out that women would be in the Olympics. I was at Munich to watch John Van Blom and Tom in the double compete, and we're outside the Olympic Village and found out that women would be competing in the 76 Olympics. And even at that time it seemed, well, that's 4 years, that's a long time to go. And there wasn't any, for those 72, that year I was there to watch the Olympics, but I also competed. The Women's European Championships had met in Brandenburg, East Germany. That was the international competition for women at that time. And we had no support. We paid for it ourselves. We paid always to go to any trials. And even up until that time, there was not support for women's rowing. And I never paid a coach. Like I said, Tom offered to coach women. He got in the boats with us in doubles. We went out in singles. There were a few other women that offered to teach me. And from that, seeing how people were so willing to share their passion and to share their skills and take their time to teach me, it really taught me a lesson that how important it is to share what you know and to share your love for the sport. I've had several reunions, not several, 3, of early rowers I rowed with in the early 1970s, and then my 1984 quad, the silver medal quad, we met this year for a reunion as well. And I know some of them have been away from rowing and didn't live near it and didn't have the opportunities, and I see now the importance of encouraging everybody to share their passion and to stay with the sport, because it has brought such richness to my life, and just being here and being with so many of you that have contributed so much. And I see that what a contribution it makes to others' lives if you give back to the sport. And I feel fortunate to be recognized here, to be able to thank U.S. Rowing and to thank the people that have made such a contribution to me. Rowing has really given me my life, and I feel very fortunate to be able to have shared it again. I was a teacher for 35 years in the Long Beach School District, and they said I raised grant money. Well, there were grants available, you just had to go after them, and then so that's why I went for the money. And what did I buy? We got ergs. We got 50 ergs in all our 8 comprehensive high schools in Long Beach. We have a large school district, and teacher training. And so I felt very fortunate that I had that opportunity, and also in the end that I had the opportunity to strive to be the best I could be, because someone was willing to teach me and gave me that opportunity, and because of people before me that have made the opportunities for women to row. I started rowing, again, I said in 1970 as a high school student. The Olympic trials were in Long Beach. I wasn't even aware of that, because I didn't even know that women were rowing. Women weren't rowing. I didn't even know that we had an Olympic course in Long Beach. My husband was in those Olympic trials in 1968. He started rowing. He grew up in Long Beach and started rowing as a 14-year-old, and I didn't start till I was 18. And because women have now paved the way, and that's not going to happen anymore, that someone have to wait till they're that old. So thank you very much, and congratulations.